Oh man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is. Tuesday. Brewsday Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's time for Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar and Six Pack Store. Here is Huck and Big Nate.
There you go. Popping tops.
Beer time on a Tuesday.
It is a Tuesday,
Hi,
and it
Huck.
is beer time.
How are you today?
Where am I today?
I said how, not where. You're sitting right across from me. I can see you.
But this show's about where I am,
Cloud
right?
nine, bitches.
Usually. So this is a travel show. I'm back on the road. Spring has sprung. We didn't get our final snowstorm, but hey, it's never too late.
It is never too late.
Never too
I
late.
feel like we were just talking about that a couple weeks ago, that 12 years ago
Yeah, it was snowing.
it was snowing.
So anyway, this is our travel show. But here I am right across from you. I'm doing great. If I was any better, they subdivide me and sell me as lots. They wouldn't get much for them, but they would do it. That's capitalism.
It's prime real estate if you think about it, though.
It
Have
is.
you ever looked at the way insurance rates your body parts? Because there's
No.
actually like a scale they use.
Seriously.
Yeah. And so like you are worth like a certain amount
I think my liver was downgraded,
depending
to
on
be
what,
fair.
like for instance, just a precedent for you. Heidi Klum has insured her legs for $2 million. Now she's Heidi Klum. I got to assume my
I'm
legs are
not,
at
I
least
got
worth 500,000.
I really have no comment here.
Bruce Springsteen insured his vocal cords for six
Well,
million.
they didn't work, so there you go. He's been out of service for a bit. Did he get the 6 mil? That's why he's probably out of service.
Keith Richards insured his hands for 2 million.
What about the fact that he's 150 years old? Are you sure of that? I don't think so.
At a certain point, it's a depreciating asset.
You are
Kind of
not
like when you drive a car off the lot, it already loses half its
you
value.
are not staying on task here.
Not in the least.
No.
We're talking about travel, not
All right,
body part
so
harvesting.
you have a beer.
I do.
What is it?
It is Raleigh Brewing's Hell Yes Ma'am, a Belgian
Oh.
style golden ale. And this is a big one, 9.2% ABV.
Yeah, I only bought one beer on the trip to the North Kakalaki.
Well, hell yes.
I got the Little Foggy, which is I looked it
It's a
up.
little
Oh, it's
foggy.
this is like what is it, 12 something? Connecticut. These is like the giant contract brewer people.
12%.
12% comes from them. Okay, but back that's just because sometimes when you're driving, especially at the beach early in the morning, it's a little foggy. That's why I got this one. But I got that one because I went there and I spent the night there. There's a thing called Harvest Host, and they
Well,
better send me a discount ticket for doing this on the air. But I'm gonna do it.
is it foggy at the beach in the morning?
It is
I've never
sometimes.
woken up before like noon
Yeah,
at
well,
the beach.
it's, at the
I've seen the sunrise, but it's from the other side.
I've seen. Yeah, well,
But I
see,
also go in like dead of summer when like it's gonna rain.
no, but you're
Guaranteed
absolutely
at like
right.
three
I've seen the
o'clock.
sunrise with a sunrise from the other side many a time
Yeah.
on the beach, still drinking from the night before. But yes, I do. I'm old now. It's old people. We go to bed at 5. Well, actually, we go to the buffet at 4, go to bed at 7, and we get up before the sunrise, so we watch it. But nonetheless, it is sometimes foggy in the morning at the beach.
Good to know.
Something to do with
Might
the
have to check that
cold
out this
air, the
year.
warm water, the warm air, the cold water. I don't know. There's something there. In any case, but what we're talking about is that brewery right there. Hell yeah, ma'am. And I met ma'am. He was there, the owner, and we stayed at their harvest house where people can stay for free, allegedly. It's free because you're supposed to go in there and buy something, which we did.
That's a brewery, of course.
Yeah, brewery. There's all kinds of things.
That's
There's
that's a
farms.
decent trade for me.
There's
I was gonna do it anyway.
Well, for you have to have, my problem is, I gotta have electricity for my air. But I have a generator that we really took us 2 days to figure it out. The wife almost left me, so I couldn't get the air conditioning going. But I finally figured it out. It was the refrigerator. RV refrigerator runs on gas or electric. Well, I had it on electric, so when the generator's running, it's sucking up like 10
Yeah,
amps.
it's good getting eaten all
So
year.
the microwave wouldn't work. So finally, I turned off the refrigerator. Everything was fine. And she came back. She was just sitting in the car. But in any case, she was leaving me. She's back now, Huck. But anyway, this place has three or four. It's in Raleigh. It's a little weird because normally you go to a brewery and you say, well, I'm here for the harvest days. They like, we need to park over here right by the building.
So you went to like their OG location.
Yes, I did.
They've got one in Cary that's at an
Cary.
arboretum.
Yep. They're all about all their locations. We discussed that. The OG has like a brew supply store, but it wasn't there, so now they do karaoke and weird
Yes.
stuff like that.
That's clearly a
Yeah.
logical leap.
I don't know, but anyway, we had a good time.
They got decent hours for a brewery too.
But I had to park like up on the street. And so he goes, just park by that big green box.
It's fine. Nobody's gonna tell you.
Right. So I go around, I drive up to the green big box. I even put the jacks down. I get out to hook up everything, get the generator. And I'm like, there's a sign on either side of the big green box, worn and bent, admittedly. It said, if you park here, we will tow you. So I was like, that's not cool. And plus, I really wanted where I could watch everybody at the brewery. So I put the jacks back up. I rolled on down another 100 feet, put the jacks back down, which wasn't ideal because I didn't pay attention, but I should have done. Anyway, so I go back in. I was like, when we go back in to spend our $30, I was like, dude, there's a sign. He goes, that's our sign. If anybody tells you, I have to tell them to. I said, but it's like a fire thing.
Yeah.
There's like a fire thing where the fire truck hooks up to. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I was a fireman once.
Yeah, it's definitely dicey, but I also have to wonder to a certain degree. An RV is not a car. It's not a pickup truck.
No, you can't tow them easily.
Yeah,
Especially because I didn't
yours has the self-leveling jacks.
Didn't even unhook the Jeep. So now we're getting really complicated.
Like, what would they have to call in? Like, that's not going to be a quick tow.
I think we're talking about one of those big trucks, like they load the big giant crates and rollers on it and shit. Oh, I said it. Sorry.
The ones like, I mean, you're looking for like almost like I always refer to it as the tow truck centipede.
Yeah, you're gonna have to really.
Like, you need a big. Need a big.
It's got a big letters on the side say Big Bo. That's the one.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to bring that guy up.
And he's not readily available. You could have parked there.
Yeah,
but
I did not.
I agree with your assessment that I wouldn't have parked there.
So,
but you're Huck. I'm me.
Yeah, and I don't give many Hucks.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
But I did move. But I really moved because I wanted to see. And then after we went there, we came back over to the RV about 6:30 or so. And then the running club showed up. Now, I'm a fan of spandex on certain individuals.
There's a time, a place, and a
location. Well, I'm
location.
just saying it's the running club. And I would say it was 60% of the female persuasion or those pretending.
They're all on a medication called no acetol.
What is that? Oh, no. They had some acetol. They had it. I was like, oh my gosh. And Liz was like, what are you doing? I'm like, looking out the window. She's like, she's on her bed is like next to the dining table. And I'm on the dining table. I got a window, right? She keeps her shade down. She likes to stay inside. And I'm like, oh, just stuff going on out here. I'm just watching. She goes, you looking at girls, baby. Looking at boys too. Some of those were
That's
hot.
right. That's what I was saying. Just tell her you're looking at the boys.
Yeah, look at the boys. I'm looking at boys. But anyway, so they all go running around. It's funny, but like they have a big meeting, before they go to this running club. I've been in running clubs before I got sick. And of course, then it's time to go. They go, and then all the old guys, they're like older than me, probably. They got their watches, their iPhone watches out. They're
syncing up,
and they hit the button because they're going to time it. They take off. And everybody else is like, well, I'll have one more beer before I go.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's the dog people. There's them. Never mind them. I'm going to take my dog. It's going to bite you in the back of your leg while you're running. But that's okay. It's a service dog.
And I mean, you don't have a dog. Have you? You've had dogs.
I've had many dogs.
And their reaction to running is never good.
Not good, no.
People running away from them, that's like a primordial trigger. Like, oh, I got to give chase now. Like, that's her. I've never understood.
I saw a video this morning about one of those dogs, robot dogs, and these 3 dogs are trying to kill it.
That hash group that Drez is in,
Oh yeah.
they used our house as a beer stop at one point,
Oh my
which
mercy.
is fine. I actually encouraged it. I welcomed it because A, I like people coming to Radford, but B, like I can come out and socialize and have a beer on the front porch with you, and I don't have to do any of the running. So F and A. But I was shocked at how many dogs there were. Like,
Yeah.
dogs just cool with this? What the hell? My dogs never would have been cool with this growing up.
I had dogs.
My cats were pissed.
Oh man, I had dogs that were cool with running.
Oh, no, never had a dog that would do that.
It depends on the dog.
We always had hound dogs, though.
But it's always like that. Well, they run. Hound dogs will go for fucking. There I go again.
Yeah, but the thing is like
They'll
they
go
would.
for like 3 days. A hound dog.
Yes, and they absolutely will. But the problem is
They
their
go
tracking
slow.
instinct kicks in, and they also start that terrible bark they all have.
There you
I've
go.
never seen a hound dog that barks that's not annoying as hell.
That's the one.
Squirrels out the door, they're freaking out. Stop it.
Man, I had a bunch of dogs in my day, but the best one was a Malamute. It's like a
That'll keep you warm in the winter.
yeah, it's like a low cost husky. But the huskies are crazy, so the Malamute was better.
No, 100%. Huskies are they're big balls of anxiety.
Let's roll back to breweries. What is the one fact? You don't stay at breweries. I stay at breweries a lot. What is one thing you can almost be sure of at a brewery? One thing, an outside event, outside happening at a brewery, you can almost every brewery has.
Someone's tripping over a leash.
No,
No,
trains.
that's true.
Almost every brewery has a train track by it. Not all, but basically the ones where they're in an area where you can camp, or they're in like
Yeah.
what do you call it? An industrial park or something. And almost all of them have a train. This one, the train was pretty cool, but the train was really fast, but really loud. So whatever was going on there, it would go by and it blows the horn like 6, 7 times, but it was gone. It was here, it's gone. Woke me up 3 times. Liz said she didn't hear it, but I mean it 3 times. But that's normal. And we're it's just crazy. But all of the warehouse breweries have a train.
I'm thinking of breweries I've been to, and they're all, I don't know if it's just the cheap real estate, but like I think to New Belgium and Asheville.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a train and a river.
and train.
Like
Yeah,
it's the worst real estate because they don't need to have good real estate. People are going to travel to them regardless.
right.
And I mean,
And the train, it makes sense because if you're bringing in bulk, the asphalt,
yeah,
they needed bulk stuff.
exactly.
So the train brings the bulk stuff, but they're on a siding. But the big track's nearby. Trust me.
But the other thing that's there is, if you're like right by a river, the worst damage you're going to have is water damage. Well, guess what? All of your equipment's made to hold liquid, so
Right,
you're not going to have to
right.
deal with the rust. You're just going to have
Make
to
beer with the nasty brown water.
It's genius.
It is. Actually,
I
I don't
never
think
really
they
thought
got
about
hit
that.
too bad in the flood.
Well, they had posted pictures, but the way they're set up at that location,
They're
like
pretty
the
high
water comes
above
to the
the
door, but they're pretty like they're in a good spot. Like
Yeah.
everything important was already high up, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been there. That's a
That's
great
genius.
brewery to visit, by the way.
I refer to it as the chocolate factory of beer. I love that place.
Oh, I like that you like the chocolate factory, even though your kids might die.
What do you mean?
Well,
Oh yeah, the kids die.
yeah,
no.
the kids are gonna die.
Okay, I first of all, one of my all-time favorite movies. I think it's actually listed on my bio on the website. But Gene Wilder was just
Right, because
absolutely
you
phenomenal.
weren't sure if he was actually gonna kill the children.
He was
You
very
weren't
like
sure.
he was as scary as he was supposed to be. That whole scene where they're like first on the chocolate river,
Yeah,
and it's is it raining? Is it snowing? Is a hurricane blowing? That's so sinister.
yeah, and he was like,
Like
he might let him die.
Yeah.
You knew he could do that.
because he was so
It was
apathetic
in
about
his-
it all.
Yeah, it was in his genes.
Charlie TV goes through the TV. He's like, "Oh no!" Or no, it was Roof
Yeah.
Assault.
you could-
Wait,
oh,
stop.
no, wait, stop. Oh no.
Yeah, no, one of my all-time favorites. But
I'm right there with you.
it was like the cool aspects of the chocolate factory, not the
I like
I'm gonna
that
die
we.
here.
I like that we meld together on movies.
One of my
We're having a love fest here, you people out in the audience. If you don't like it, turn
Deal
us
with
off. Turn us off. No, turn us on. Turn us up, because it's going to get better.
This is true.
So where are we going? So yeah, Raleigh, stopped in Raleigh. Then where did I go? I went to Outer Banks. So if you go to Outer Banks, there's two ways to go. You can go from where I live. You can go like up 81 and across 64, and then you hit this toll road 150 or one or something that goes down. Or you can go south, and you can take 77, which
77.
nobody likes. And there was a wind warning both ways.
Yep.
I drive a high profile vehicle. You're a high profile vehicle may be in danger. But anyway, it was not. So then you go across, and you go by the weirdest thing in the world is that mountain with the weird, it's like a spaceship, I believe. It's
Yeah.
eroded up there. The name escapes me.
I couldn't even
Obviously.
tell you the name.
No, I'll think of it in a minute. Then you go on through Raleigh, and we stayed there. Go on through, and then you hit 64. 64 has milepost 500 and almost 600. So you know that road starts somewhere in Tennessee or
Yep.
somewhere. But anyway, you get to the beach, you go through Manio, and we did go to Manio. We went to Wanchese. Never been to Wanchese. Been going to the beach for 68 years. And I've never been to Wanchese. Turns out it's cool.
That's the exact same route we take, and the in-laws always judge because we
They
go with
judge
the
you on
in-laws.
it?
They judge me like, why don't you just go on 81 to 64? I love that 77 route because what
Those-
happens is nobody takes that way because
Right.
nobody wants to drive on 77. And once you're like on the islands, you're on the islands. It's not like you're sitting on a bridge
No,
for
you come right
6
in.
hours.
You come right in.
It's so much faster on that, like once you get there.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it's a longer
Of
distance.
course, you got
I'll
the
drive every
Alligator
year.
River Bridge, where the boats go through,
Yeah.
which really in the last 5 or 6 I hadn't hit, but this time on the way back, way home, there were 3 boats waiting. But that was cool too.
No, I absolutely love taking that route, and I'm glad to hear that I'm not the only one who
No, I
prefers
love that route. It's an hour longer.
It is.
But actually, talking about the bridge, if you're going on a Saturday, or Friday,
Yep.
Saturday, Sunday, it's equal.
It's equal, and also like I feel like you're probably like me. You don't like the like stop and go once you get towards like that
yeah.
Virginia Beach area. Like it's just stop and go and stop and go.
Yeah,
Whereas
then when you get to
you take
Nags
that, you're
Head,
pretty straight up until like the last like half hour of your
when you
trip.
come in on 158, that's what it was. You come in on 158, you get to Nags Head, you're like, I'm finally here. Okay. But wait, there's 400 stoplights between here and P
Yep.
Island.
It's the worst.
Yeah. And then the locals are like, oh, I'm sorry, you tourists, you need to go 35 in the 55-mile-an-hour zone,
Yep.
you know.
It's the worst.
Oh, I got an OBX license plate, so I'm going to drive slow. But then when you get to the ferry, they get special treatment.
Yep.
But actually, we were there off season. There was no line. Well, we pulled up. We decided we went to go check in. I'm trying to remember the scenario here, but we went to check into the campground, and oh yeah, that's right. It was the first day. You can't hate the federal government more. First day that the Frisco campground was open by the federal government at 3 o'clock. So at one-ish, I normally check into a 3 o'clock opening, check campground at 1 because everybody's gone. You have to be gone by 1. So I'm in. So I pull up, and there's a guy. I see a trailer parked by the side of the road. I'm like, oh, this is a problem. So I pull up. There's a gate. Well, not only is there a gate, I'm in a 30-foot RV pulling I can't turn around.
Yeah.
I cannot turn around with the Jeep hooked in the back.
No, it's just not.
So I pull
feasible.
over to the side, and I go back, and I walk to the other guy, and I was like, what's going on? He goes, well, they don't open till 3 because it's the first day they ever opened. I'm like, okay, so nobody even wanted to look at the road or make sure the lock worked? Okay, fine. So I tell Liz, I was like, I've got to pull the Jeep off. We got to turn around. So I unhook the Jeep, and I turn around, and I'm kind of in front of the gate, and the ranger pulls up. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, you didn't unlock the gate, so I'm unhooking and rehooking. Well, you're blocking the road. I'm like, yeah, I am. Looked at him. This is what happened. Looked at him. He says, well, we don't open till 3. I said, well, you probably should have said that.
Yeah.
Right? He goes, it's on the site. Check-in's 3. Like, Do you think people are really checking at 3? Again,
Yeah.
silence. It's like, well, that's what it says. I'm like, yeah, well, you didn't say that because it's the first day open, you're going to lay around till 3. He goes, well, I got here early. I'm here. I'm just going to, yeah, I'm doing something. I'm just going to be here for a minute. I'm like, yeah, you're never here. You go to a federal campground, they're not there. Oh, we're cutting money. Well, nobody's there
Yeah.
except for the people that are free, the hosts. They're free. They're not getting paid or anything. They're there. But the people that are getting paid are never there. Anyway, I said, don't worry about it. I'm going to hook my Jeep up. If I'm in your way, let me know. No, you're fine. Okay. Hook the Jeep up. So we get down to Hatteras. I park in a parking lot. Take the Jeep out on the beach. Had a good time. So we come back up. Nobody's there still. Okay.
No.
We went already to Ocracoke. We get in line for Ocracoke, and it's like 50 cars, and we're like 2 from getting on the thing.
No, I've definitely been in situations, not so much there, but in parks across the country, situations where, you're following the rules, trying to follow like kind of the regulations in their operational capacity. That's all fine and dandy. You don't see anyone, any employee, any ranger, anyone you need for a good
No, they're not
2
there.
or 3 days. But the second you step remotely out of line and
They're not there.
let's say you just drop a piece of trash, you're getting ready to pick it up. All of a sudden, there's like 50 of them. Like, what the hell?
Everybody's worried about cutting the funds. They are not there. I haven't seen a ranger in 4 years at a campsite I'm checking into ever to check, other than they drive by occasionally with a lawnmower.
I can factually confirm that like the honor system's okay. Look at what they're doing at the Cascades.
Yeah.
Do they have rangers up there? No, but you know what they do have is their box for your parking and people pay.
No, it's a new machine.
They've got a machine now?
Yes,
Even
sir.
better.
And
I like that better because I don't carry cash. Does it take cards?
Yes.
God.
I don't even have to stop.
That's all I need.
I have the senior pass. It says put it on your dashboard. It's the first thing you see when you walk in the machine. If you have a senior pass, put it on your dashboard.
Yeah, that's really all you need.
But anyway, it's crazy. It's crazy. But,
and that's how stuff becomes bloated.
Let's move on to the next segment and we'll go on.
Yeah, we should probably rate these beers. We haven't even talked about the beer.
We were having fun.
I'll go first. We were having fun. I've got the Raleigh Brewing Hell Yes Ma'am Belgian style golden ale, 9.2% ABV. Guess exactly what it tastes like.
It's golden ale, 9.2%.
Victory Golden Monkey.
Does it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's good. It's not my favorite style in the world.
It's their
flagship.
Flagship. Thank you. It's exactly the word I wanted. That's their flagship.
I'll give it a 4 1/4. It's really good. My ABV.
I gave it a 5.
Yeah, it's okay. Good, but it's not my favorite style.
I like golden.
You like Belgians.
Yeah. So I got the little foggy from the conglomerate, and I'm gonna give it a 5 too. Very tasty.
Good round. Let's play some traveling music and drink some
Rambling Man, Allman Brothers.
We can do that right here on 105.3 The Bear.